Thank you for watching this, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to share with you how I approach the Enneagram, how it's valuable to our work together. Firstly, I like to explain that people do not typically like to be affiliated with it or associated with or identified with that they're just their mind, because our minds have all the thoughts that they want. They're kind of a wild animal, and you can't exactly control that. So you don't want somebody to think that you're just your mind, because the nature of your thoughts are unpredictable. You can't stop thinking, really, and your mind does not sum up who you are, actually. So also, you cannot be just your body. Your body has a mind of its own, so to speak. You have your heart beating, and you can digest your food, and your hair grows, and you don't really have much control of that whatsoever. So if somebody says you're your body, you also think, well, I'm not exactly my body, I'm more than my body. Well, the same is true for your personality. You are much more than your personality. The Enneagram describes your personality, but it isn't the whole of who you are. It's simply how you react in the world. So at the Enneagram site, you're able to identify what number that is and read about that. But it doesn't speak to much beyond your personality in terms of the greatness and the magnificence of who you are at your core. Not your mind, not your body, not your personality. It's more like those things have you, as opposed to that you have them, because, well, first of all, if you aren't those things, then who are you, right? You're who you are at your core. You are your own sort of fingerprint. You're the snowflake that is unique to you. I think that's important to start with. I see the personality that the Enneagram typing system provides you as a way to describe your reactivity, your reptilian brain, the automatic response, because those responses have you. You don't choose that. You don't necessarily choose your personality either. It's a little different than how our culture speaks about personality, because we think like, oh, I'm going to improve my personality and I got a good personality or whatever. What's important to understand is that the personality is your response to threat. It's your reactivity. It's your knee-jerk reaction. It's what you do with fear. It's your unconscious. What you're responding to is some kind of threat in the environment that you will either freeze, or you'll flee, or you'll fight. And that describes your personality. It's your autonomic nervous system doing what it does well. So in working on being more conscious about what you're had by, it empowers you to own what owns you. So that's the basis of how I use this process. And I use it with individuals, and I use it with couples. And the more awareness you have of being able to witness the personality, the less you have to be reactivated by it. And the faster you can breathe and get your reptilian brain to settle down so that you can use your prefrontal cortex, and then you have more say in the matter. You get to experience life with more joy, more presence, not locked down in the personality. Because in the personality, you're guaranteed a few things. When you're there in your personality, you're suffering. It's very different than how we think about personality. You're also driven by fear, so you're in the possible future, you're thinking about the past, you're not present. And when you're present, you have a lot more capacity to respond rather than react, and that's very useful in the world. So some synonyms for the personality are the 2-year-old you, the kind of Cro-Magnon man or woman, the unconscious. It is really your knee-jerk reaction. So watching yourself, witnessing yourself, being in the present, you can stop that automatic process that can actually be self-destructive and can sabotage your relationships. So what we work on is having a better capacity to respond because you're simply aware, because you are practicing using the witness in you to watch your mind, to watch your body's response, to watch your personality, breathe, and then choose. It puts you more in the seat of choice than your automatic reptilian mind, your reptilian personality, your reptilian survival-oriented body. So it's a little bit different than maybe how you might have understood the Enneagram for yourself. It's how I understand it to empower you in the world and you in relationship. So thank you so much for watching.